Renting a granny flat in the northern beaches of Sydney, how big rent can you get? Do you reckon you can get 900 a week? Stay tuned. We're going to tell you some of the huge rents people are getting for granny flats and how to do it. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Well, good morning.
Namaste.
Go big, go granny.
It's serious. This business is getting serious. The rents for a 60 metre squared house sitting in someone's backyard are going through the roof, which is good because it's incentivizing people to do it even more so. Tell us more, Xanth.
Well, the age of the granny flat, it's actually booming out there. Granny flats can be a little bit cheaper than apartments, and they just provide extra space, no common walls. They are a really great alternative to an apartment. And I don't know, I'm a little bit biased to this. As a lot of the viewers know, I actually had nowhere to live for a little while, and I finally secured myself a granny flat to move into in Colorado Plateau. So I'm a big believer in the granny flat. I love them. And it's something that, interestingly, when talking to my parents, it's something they're considering building as well on their property.
It's huge. So how did you go? So tell me more about it. Life. Was it hard to find one?
It really was. I weighed up the pros and cons of where I wanted to live, budget-wise. There was a big range of things that I had to weigh up, and a granny flat just seemed like the best option for me. I am so over living in a shoebox apartment where I have screaming babies above me, I have cars beneath me, my view is into a neighbor's bathroom, and I'm just a little bit tired of apartment city where I previously was, or where I currently am, around Queenscliff area. So
parking in the street.
So I'm lucky enough where I have the car space, but I live with a housemate and she gets the bigger room. So that's how we've weighed up who gets the car space and who doesn't. I have the shoebox room, but I have the car space. She has the bigger room and she has to park on the street, which in itself can be an absolute nightmare.
So, especially if you're in a unit area, if you're in a unit area and you're parking your car on the street, you're really bummed out because you can be 5 or 10 minutes away from your house. So this is nice because you got good parking on the street still.
Oh yeah, definitely. We do indeed.
There's more street parking.
Or where I'm moving into, or where I currently am.
Where you're moving into?
Oh yeah, it's a bit of suburbia. It's not as hustle and bustle as the Queenscliff freshwater little pocket where I am. So quieter streets, a little bit further away from the main road, and sadly the beach. However, weighing up those pros and cons, it's a definite game changer for me. I'll feel like I'm in an actual house.
Oh, it's nuts. And Xanth, do you mind me asking what sort of money the granny flat's getting?
So that's okay. We'll be paying for a 2-bedroom. It's quite small. I believe it's about 56 metres squared. So it's not an overly large granny flat. 2 small bedrooms, which are 2.7 by 2.7. We'll be paying $620 a week.
620. Not bad. And it's, you know what? It's really a house, guys and girls. Like, you know, make no mistake. Like you said, no one above, no one below, no adjoining walls. You've really got a mini house on a mini block, which is attractive for anyone, I reckon, which is good. Something out of today. Yeah.
Go. I was going to say another benefit of one is you get a courtyard area, a little outside pocket. It's not a very tiny balcony with a view into the neighbour's yard. You have an actual space to break free and enjoy the actual mini house.
Which is good. So for anyone who's got a block of land in Sydney, you pretty much you can apply to have a granny flat under 400 if you've got a total block a whole block size with your house on it of under 400 metres squared. 450 metres squared. So if you're under 450, you can still apply with a DA to put a granny flat on your block. A granny flat can be attached to your house or detached from your house. And then if it's over 450 and it's a complying development, so it meets setback rules and stuff like that, you can have a granny flat approved within a couple of weeks through a complying development. Adjoining owners are notified, and then you're given the tick to go ahead. So it's a pretty goddamn quick process where you can lay down your roots with these granny flats, and the income potential that you're going to get out of it's huge because you've already got the land.
Sorry, very true. I'm just seeing if there are any comments coming in. Look, it does. If you've got a really big block of land and you're not utilizing that space, and you do have that extra, such a bad name for such a great property. If you do have that extra space, why not think about building a granny flat? It will create extra revenue or extra income for the householders or the owners of that property, whilst also it could help with this current housing crisis or the housing low stock that we're currently feeling across the board in the Northern Beaches and in Sydney.
Well, look, I guess it's a hard time for everyone, for tenants, for landlords, and I think there's some sensitivity around rents at the moment. But the benefit of these higher rents that tenants that are paying is it's incentivizing landlords to buy or invest in property. So in this case here, I'm seeing on the Northern Beaches, get this, $900 a week for a granny flat.
Oh, I bagged a bargain.
You bagged a bargain. Now, did you come through that granny flat that we went through with the team a couple months ago? These new age houses, and I agree with Lisa. I'm going to try not to use the word granny flat even, because these new age houses are unbelievable inside. They are just incredible. The flow, the floor plan, the fittings, the concepts, the ideas. It's just amazing what these guys are doing. So much so people are paying $900 for it. Now, I know rents, it's putting pressure on rents. There's pressure on rents, but it with that amount of rent coming in, it's sort of hard to say no. Whereas if it was sitting at $500 a week, you would have been like, yeah, I'm going to borrow a bit of money and the returns this much. But the returns are so awesome. Hopefully that's going to be making potential landlords build these granny flats to say, okay, let's supply more into the grid.
I think so too, and it wouldn't surprise me if the council does see a massive influx of applications, development applications coming through for someone to build a granny flat. So price-wise, do we think circa 120K for a granny to build? Price-wise for a one better, you'd probably bring it in the low to mid ones. For a two better, I'd say your mid to high ones. For an uber luxury two better, you're probably in the low twos. Yeah. And there's a really cool configuration these guys are doing with balconies now, front and back, and they're enclosing balconies and almost like creating like a study as well, out of the floor plan. So you build your approval time could be weeks if you're a complying development, which I think you'll find most granny flats are. Yep. And then your build time is about 16 weeks from beginning to end. So it's pretty impressive. And I think with people experiencing higher cost of living, milk's gone up, bread's gone up, fuel's gone up, and everything's gone up. I think it's a really spunky return on your money if you're laying down $200,000 for the ultimate granny flat. And doing Lisa Novak loves when I do maths, but if you're borrowing your money at 5%, that's 10 grand a year. So it's costing you 10 grand a year, right? And in interest only, let's make it 15. But let's make it 20. But
if your rent is $900 a week for an unbelievable one, that's 45 grand a year. That's a huge return on your money. That's going to put cash into your pocket to the tune of 20, 30 grand a year.
And in addition to that, so let's just say you have built a granny flat and now it's time to leave your property and downsize as such. So how much extra value do you think that a granny flat would add to that property?
This is a really important question. Don't prostitute your block. Don't ruin your house to get the granny flat. And the way to do that, this is a hot trick. The way to do that is to create the granny flat so it can become a pool cabana later. So if your family grows and the kids want to move in, or if you put a pool in, if you sell it and the people are a large family, they don't want to see a big box in the middle of the backyard. So try to tack it to the side of the yard. Try to tack it that you can imagine a pool next to it. So the next person in line that buys it goes, yep, that's my pool cabana. There may be even, if you're going down that line, you may want to attach it to your house so someone can just knock through a wall later on and it can become part of the home. So if you can whack that granny flat on, may cost a little bit more, may have to go through DA rather than complying development CDC, which is not going through council. I think there's a big advantage for doing that.
I think that, like I mentioned before, we will see more and more of this happen throughout the next year, and even the trajectory moving forward. They will continue to be more and more popular, and we do need to give them a different name rather than granny flat, maybe a mini house. And as you can see, there are so many comments coming through from the viewers. It is an absolutely massive topic. It's very topical at the moment. So we've gone through the buildable size, and then we had another comment coming through. Do you need the same approval? I think we've answered that. Oh, is there a maximum size allowed for a granny flat from Alistair Flower?
Yeah, there is. 60 metres squared is the size. A little hack. If you attach it to a garage or if you attach it to a house, you can always enjoy a little bit of that extra room that you've attached potentially into your granny flat. Mini house. So what I mean by that is I've seen examples where people have had a single garage attached to their granny flat, and I've seen examples where they've thrown the teenager in that garage, and then they've had mum and dad and another child in the granny flat, and it's sort of all flowed together as one mini house.
One big space,
so,
yeah.
There's little hacks where I've seen people attach the mini house to their house itself, and then they've opened one or two bedrooms into that granny flat. I've got to be really careful technically with what I'm saying, and I hope I'm right. Rely on your own inquiry.
Look, there are so many different ways to do it, and it does just create an opportunity for people to expand their creativity a little bit. Have a talk with a local builder, come in for a chat, and we can help tee you up with some people that we know in the industry as well that can help you answer a lot of these questions and get you on your way to potentially building a massive revenue generating income for your land.
It's huge. It's bloody huge. Now, just a hack that I want to talk about with people on granny flats. I love push. People who know me, know that I love to push boundaries a little bit. This is going to push the boundaries. Lisa's talked about. She's got a comment here on shipping containers, and do you need the same approvals for shipping containers in granny flats? Yes, you do. On your block, but you wouldn't know the difference when you look at them from the outside. Here's the hack. You Google this word, Uniplan, Uniplan.
Should I do that now?
With these. Sure.
Let's Google
I built with these guys, and I built a 2-bedroom house with these guys. But someone before just asked how long would it take to build, in their comments, to build a granny flat. This is the beauty with these guys. These guys take 9 days to build the house in production. Yeah.
So previously, I think you said about 16 weeks, didn't you, for a granny flat? It was about 6 or 9 weeks, did you say?
Yeah, on site. But these guys don't build it at your place. They build it at their place.
So it's kind of just drop, plop, and away we go. Yes.
So wow, I've been to their factory, mate. It's incredible. I've been to their factory in Armadale, and I've watched it. A great company. I've watched them build, and what they actually do is the house sits on a dolly, sits on wheels, and it starts off as a floor. They slide it over to the and I'm probably exaggerating, or I got this wrong, but this is what I saw with my own eyes, and I'm probably talking it up, but here we go. They slide the thing over to the timber guys, the carpenters. Within 6 hours, they've built it. Then wow. they slide the thing over to the window guys. 6 hours later, all the windows are gone in. Then they slide the thing over to the electricians. 6 hours later, all the electrical's gone in. Then they slide it over to the plumbers. 6 hours later, all the plumbing's gone in. Wow. So literally, yeah, it slides like a conveyor belt on a dolly. It was, to watch it, I think they're building about 400 houses a year, but how this comes back to the granny flat conversation today, and this is what I love. They plug it in like a dishwasher. It gets installed. It gets installed in 48 hours. It cranes into your block. It gets installed. But guess what the best part of it is?
What is the best part? You have, okay, I'm waiting with bated breath. You've spoken a lot about this uni plan, and I'm loving it. What is the best part?
You can change your mind.
Oh, what?
So, you think about it. If that gets dropped on your block and it plugs in like a dishwasher, it plugs out like a dishwasher. So what you can do, and this is the greatest thing, is they're resellable. So wow. you may say, oh, you're on a farm and you don't have a house on your farm yet, throw a uni plan on, and then after we build the farmhouse, we'll pull the uni plan off and resell it. Resell it for a similar price to what you buy it for. The resale of these things is unbelievable, even when they're 10 years old. And they look exactly like what's behind you.
Beep. That's incredible. 10 years, you can give it a facelift as well. Swap out the old one, sell that, buy a new one. Do you get a full design control as well as to what you want on that uni plan?
Whatever you want. The guys were great to deal with, and the costs are similar to what we've talked about for granny flats. So they start at about 135 grand for a one bedder, and they move up through those prices, but they do a quality, unbelievable job. Alistair built with Uniplan. They're great. They're so good, aren't they, Al? I'm sure Al will comment.
Comment from Lisa come up here as well to say pop the videos up of Mark in here for Uniplan as you went there. Look, what I'll do is at the conclusion of this, in one of the comments or in the description, I will find that video and pop that link in. So if any viewers want to see that video, you can actually do the walkthrough with Mark.
There you go, absolute legends. Yeah, they were. That was so good to deal with Uniplan. You don't hear that. When do you hear that about builders?
Pardon?
Yeah.
Let's get them on a morning minutes one day.
That'd be great. Do you want to see? Do you want me to throw in a video right now?
Oh, if you can, yeah, that would be awesome.
Add video. Wow, this is really technical.
I have no idea how to do this. So if you're just tuning in, we are talking about all things flats. Have we got the video?
It's coming. We're almost there. Keep the audience warm.
Be a fluffer. So we are talking about all things, all things granny flats, how they can alleviate the stress of the housing crisis that we are feeling across the board at the moment, how much extra revenue it can create for income for a property owner. It also can add extremely high value to your property. Oh, I've got a bug in front of me. When it comes to selling the property, and it can be utilized as a very versatile space. It can be a teenager retreat. You can rent it out as well and find tenants. We've got the video.
Almost. Keep going.
You could use it as a home office. There are so many different things that you could use it for. And some of the benefits are you don't have any common walls above you. You don't have any common walls beneath you. A lot of the time you can find a freestanding granny flat, which means it's basically a mini house and you don't have any common walls around you. You have a little yard. And I really wouldn't be surprised if we do continue to see more and more of these granny flats or mini houses, I need to start referring to them as, being built around the area. So we've gone through a lot of different design aesthetics, and Mark has mentioned, look, you don't want to really sacrifice your property for this. If you do build a granny flat, one of the key tricks and hacks is that if you were to leave your property, consider having a granny flat that could be reconfigured to be a pool cabana. It would be a lot more appealing to a broader range of people. How am I going with this fluffing business, Mark?
Man, you are nailing it, and I'm just about to.
I have to stop for a breath.
Oh, you did really well. But
Thanks.
Here we go. I've got photos for you. Ready?
Yeah.
This is what it looks like coming on a truck. So this is the ones where I know we're talking about granny flats, but we've moved over just to quickly talk about Uniplan, where you can potentially sell it later. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to show you. So it comes on a truck and a half like that. And this is when I went to the factory. That's when they slide them. See, that's on wheels on the bottom.
Must be a huge factory.
Oh, it's a monster. It's a monster. Then they crane the puppy in place. 48 hours, all built. Yeah. They move it over. You can see them there. Then they do little foundations there. Look at that. There's a crane. The girl's operating, the kid's operating the crane. It's a good option.
Granny flat, Uniplan, extra income, utilize the space, something worthwhile to consider to everyone out there.
Boom. Have a good day.
Have a good day, guys.
Thanks, Anne. See you around.
Bye.
Bye.